Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your continued support to this channel. I want to begin by asking you one question. Do you think we still have a coalition called Azimio? Do you think it is active? Yes, I know the name still exists there, but do you think it is still active, and do you think it is still committed to the intention for which it was formed? You know, Azimio was formed to capture power after Uhuru Kenyatta. It was formed to ensure that Raila became the 5th president of Kenya. Some people argue that as soon as William Ruto was declared the president, the 5th president, and he took oath of office, Azimio died a natural death because it was the intention was never realized. Just like we had the CORD coalition and the NASA coalition. And two, if you think Azimio is alive, do you think it is the vehicle that Raila and the team should go with in 2027 in their bid to try and kick out Ruto and defeat him in 2027? You know, this question is begging because of late, people read differently. Some people are saying that, you know, Azimio is still active. Others are saying that Azimio is normal. While Raila Odinga was celebrating his birthday in Mombasa, and David Murathe came out with some shocking statements that their candidate, their presidential candidate, is Raila and will remain Raila until such a time when maybe Raila himself will tell them, I'm no longer interested in it. Raila took that opportunity and urged the affiliate members of the Azimio coalition to strengthen and to embark on a recruitment drive. And of late I have seen the Kamwene team trying to intensify the intention to create an alternative leadership in Mount Kenya, even though it is now dying. They are not as active as they were. I also saw Jubilee, you know, carrying out a lot of political activities, telling Mount Kenya to come back home because they said Jubilee is the home. Raila Odinga is on a very active recruitment drive that started in Nyanza, then Kisii and Nyamira, and then he's now on a Western tour. The reason why this discussion is viable is because Kenyans really want Ruto out of power by all means, because of the high taxes and unkept promises, lies, and everything. And they believe that Azimio must remain united, even if the name will change, but the leaders that are not in government must unite. Because William Ruto, on his side, they look to be a little bit organized when it comes to the arrangement. All of them, from Davadi to Rigathi Gachagua, Ndindi Nyoro, Moses Wetangula, all of them agree that their presidential candidate in 2027 will be William Samoei Ruto. What we don't know is who will deputize William Ruto, because there are a lot of wrangles within that coalition. Is it Mudavadi? Will it be Ndindi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, or Kithure Kindiki? We will know when the time comes. But in Azimio, we still don't know who will become their flag bearer. Raila Odinga once said that they could even support Kalonzo Musyoka. But Kalonzo has made it very clear that he will not support Raila for, this is now the 4th time or something. We have several leaders that are poised to take the very lucrative positions in Azimio, if at all it will remain. Raila Odinga, if at all he has to contest, he cannot go for anything less than a presidency. Kalonzo Musyoka is right there. We have Joho, Hassan Joho. We have Moses, we have Wycliffe Oparanya, and of course Eugene Wamalwa. Then we have Martha Karua. When you look at these particular leaders, they have got their individual strengths and weaknesses. If you look at Martha Karua, people believe that Martha Karua is tough. And when he has a belief in a position, she takes that position and she will not back off. The weakness, most people say, that she does not command the numbers that are needed for a presidential candidate. That is, if they were to sit down and they want to decide who to be given the mantle, the flag bearer of Azimio. So Martha is tough, and they believe that if she contests and maybe she believes that she has won and her victory is taken away, she will follow it to the end. You know, she even went to the East African Legislative Court, and she wanted interpretation unto Martha Koome's verdict and the terms that she used during the presidential case in 2022. Kalonzo Musyoka is being seen as a man who commands certain numbers, about 2 million plus, and he commands some loyalty from the Kamba votes. He is also under pressure to ensure that this time round he will not support Raila. Governors like Wavinya Ndeti have made it very clear that this time round they are going to push Kalonzo to ensure that Kalonzo contests for presidency. The problem with Kalonzo Musyoka is that he seems to be in a comfort zone. All he needs, according to him, are the Kamba votes. And that is all. The people like Oparanya is a deputy party leader, and he's in charge of Kakamega. He's a man who's very influential. That is why Halwale was looking for his support, and I believe he's strong. After Mudavadi wavered, I think the Azimio decided, they settled on Oparanya. He's been a governor twice. Eugene Wamalwa, if you ask me, the DAP leader is not as strong as Oparanya. In fact, if you want to give him the mandate to deliver Bungoma votes, they will wrestle it out with Wetangula. Moses, I don't know who can deliver much, but I don't really think he's got the wherewithal to fight it out. Joho can be a good machine in coast, and he commands a lot of loyalty in Mombasa. But then, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the prevailing political scenario, Kenya seems to be ripe for Kalonzo Musyoka. If at all Raila will not contest, many people believe that Kalonzo Musyoka is the man, because they say that Kalonzo has got one advantage. He is easily accepted, or he can be easily accepted in Mount Kenya. You know, many people believe that Mount Kenya have, the people of Mount Kenya have been indoctrinated to believe that Raila is bad. You ask them why Raila is bad, they will not give you a genuine reason or a tangible reason, but just that Raila is bad. And when Raila contests, it is very simple. It will be very easy to campaign against Raila in 2027. They just develop a narrative, and there are people who have just decided that Raila is bad. So they say that if he is replaced by Kalonzo Musyoka, then he is easily acceptable. The problem with Kalonzo Musyoka is one, and this is why he might be forced to support Raila for another fourth or the fifth time. When Raila urged them to go and strengthen their individual parties, I have never seen Kalonzo, traversing the country. Raila has been all over, and he's strengthening the ODM party. While he's strengthening the party, he is also campaigning, because he's telling them that our victory was taken by Ruto, but we still have hope. Ruto took our victory, but he's overwhelmed. He can't deliver what he promised. We promised you free primary education, free health care, and 6,000 Kenya shillings to the old people and the non-working, citizens, the single mothers who don't have their husbands will get something. So Raila reminds them of their vision in 2022. And many believe that when Raila comes up to remind them what they were supposed to get, he's in a sense telling them that they should not give up. There is hope in 2027. Many people believe that if Kalonzo is not careful, there is going to be a lot of controversy. Because Kalonzo seems to be in a comfort zone. He wants to inherit Raila's leadership. Ni wale wanasema, nataka niachiwe. But then, he's supposed to, also go out there, strengthen the party. Because for you to become a president, you not only need votes from your tribesmen. Kalonzo needs to expand. I know there are people who want Kalonzo, especially in Cumberland and maybe the Kambas in the coast. But for you to become a president, Kalonzo needs to expand. He should even be going to the Meru, the Meru County, Tharaka Nithi and all that, the Kikuyu land where people believe that he is easily acceptable. He should not be sitting down and waiting for it. William Ruto is campaigning already. Those church podiums that they organize every day are just campaign rallies. And William Ruto is busy building himself for 2027. That is why he's telling the hustlers that I want to create for you jobs using the housing, the affordable housing and the affordable health care. And he's already pitting them against the rich, telling them that the rich do not want you to own houses. And he's busy. He's already blaming the opposition, knowing very well that his main threat is the opposition. So when the time will come where Azimio will now sit down, if at all they're still there, Uhuru is there, he has his own interest. Martha Karua and the Kamwene will also be there. Raila will be there. Kalonzo will be there. They will be sitting down because people don't just wake up and say Kalonzo tunapatia. They have to have a structured dialogue. Ukiwa president, who will be the deputy? And who will be the prime minister if at all that post will be there? And then how will we distribute the ministerial positions? Who becomes the governor of Nairobi? Because gubernatorial position in Nairobi is one of the most lucrative after president, deputy, maybe if at all prime minister will be there, the next one is governor of Nairobi. So people will have to sit down and they have to look at the fame, acceptability in the country, the amount of campaign money, because for a presidential candidate you need to have a lot of money. Raila is busy building his support base to ensure that he retains it, and he tries to ensure that he has a ring around his support base and keeps it away from William Samoei Ruto. And is expanding, and you'll see he has already started. Next, he will be going either to Masai Land, he will be in Rift Valley, in the coast, he will be in Mount Kenya. Now, for you to convince supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga and the leaders who are around him that after traversing the whole country for almost 4 years, when others are quiet, then at the last minute you tell him, you hand over your support base to me, it is not very easy. I'm not saying that it cannot happen, but some people, you give them a leeway to start this argument. That wewe unangoja upewe. You are like a scavenger just waiting so that you pounce on it. Kalonzo is a very acceptable leader. Some people look at him as a very polite one, full of wisdom. But then, he needs to rise up from that cocoon. And people like Wavinya Ndeti were saying that Kalonzo must contest. But now, because Wavinya Ndeti said we want to push Kalonzo, they should now push Kalonzo to walk out of Kamba or Kambani. Because I'm sure that if Kalonzo contests, he will have 100% votes from Ukambani. But he now needs to move out. Today, Raila was in Bungoma. In fact, even Wetangula's brother defected to join Azimio. So as he's doing this and he's using a lot of resources, and I know there are several leaders around him who are putting resources, maybe when people are going somewhere, the choppers and everything, then at the last minute or during the penultimate end of it, then you tell them that, Kalonzo supported Raila for so long, now support Kalonzo. It will not be very easy. And this is why all the leaders who want to have a dialogue in the next, leadership, Martha Karua, Eugene Wamalwa, people like Jeremiah Kioni of the Jubilee, Kalonzo Musyoka, if they believe that Raila should not contest and support one of them, it is true if they agree. But let them also come out and convince Kenyans that they are ready, not just sitting there waiting to be endorsed. And this is my personal opinion. If you want to convince Kenyans that you are ready for the leadership, you must go out there, campaign, go on a recruitment drive. Do you want to tell me that Martha Karua and Kalonzo and Jeremiah Kioni do not want members to be registered, members of Nairobi, members of Western, members of maybe the coast? What are they waiting for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm telling you that Raila is exposing Kalonzo Musyoka. And Kalonzo must now wake up. The advisors of Kalonzo Musyoka, where are you? I'm saying this because many people believe that Kalonzo is the man to beat if Raila will not contest. And maybe a running mate, at some point people thought it should be Martha Karua. But then now many believe that if he contests, then Oparanya, who is the ODM party leader, should deputize him. But it cannot happen on a silver platter. Let them go out, campaign, let them ensure that Kenyans know who they are. When Ruto is already campaigning, Raila is already out. So when you ask anyone, they will tell you it is Raila versus Ruto. Because that is exactly the image they are portraying. And if Kalonzo is serious, please, can someone tell Kalonzo to, move out and start campaigning? It is only the government that will be chided for campaigning. People will tell them, weka chini ufanyie wananchi kazi. But for opposition, Kalonzo must start campaigning. He even promised that by supporting Raila for the 4th time, immediately Raila gets to State House, he will start campaigning immediately. Raila did not get an opportunity to be in State House. Let Kalonzo campaign. But not only Kalonzo, let them strengthen the individual parties. The Jubilee, I don't know whether Kanu is still there, but NAC, Wiper. So that we don't have this debate ya kwamba, Raila amekata kuendorse someone. Let them also work hard the way Raila is working. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.